Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back to finally set up a weekly check-in for the first week of October. I do have here everything that I need whenever I film these weekly check-ins, those being my cash envelopes. I have my budget expense tracking stickers, my micro happy notes, a pen, a ruler, and the leftover stickers. So I'm going to be not only setting up my weekly check-in spread, but I also have here my note scripts. And these I like to use in the very beginning of the month, in the note pages here, which I know have already scripts on them, but they're definitely not related to finances at all. So that's kind of why I'm going to show you guys how it is that I go about setting this up, as well as I set up my savings tracker in here. Let me actually check if I have a savings tracker to just set this up on camera for you guys as well. And I actually do. So okay, we're all ready to go. I think first and foremost I'm gonna go on with the first spread in the month of October. So in here, as you guys can see, I have a variety of things already written down, but it will make a lot more sense once I lay these stickers down. Now I offered these stickers, I believe, in the Erin Condren colors, as well as in this color, which I call it the plum paper neutral color. I don't have the colorful plum paper planner, which is why I don't offer it in those colorways, but for the most part, what I've been doing is using the black one. I really actually like how the black one looks. And what I do is I kind of finesse this and lay down my financial goals here. So for the most part this month, my goals are to 1, decrease grocery spending, 2, reach my extra debt payment goal, which is $700 for this month, and third one would definitely have to be like save as much money as I can, but I feel like that's always the goal. So I'm still thinking of what to put here. But that is typically where I keep my financial goals for the month. Then on this section, I like to track my credit score. And prior to this planner, of course, you guys know I was using the EC monthly planner, and I used these same scripts. So I've kind of made this planner work for the stickers that I already used to use in the past. And I love how everything just goes perfectly. So in here, I'll put my beginning credit score and my ending credit score. Here, I will put my bills. And for the most part, I'll put like rent, when rent is due and how much it is, car payment. Those are just the bills that I've already paid for. But just things like that, that's what I'll put in here. And then down here, I will do my cash envelopes. So at the end of the month, I like to write down in here how much it is that I've spent for the different cash envelopes that I have. So groceries, household, eating out, gas, beauty, and allowance. And then I'll go ahead and put how much I've spent out of the amount that was budgeted. That is the category for cash envelopes. And then in these two last ones, I like to track beginning and ending debt, as well as savings, which last month I had a pretty big expense. If you guys would have seen yesterday's video, I believe, which was my September budget results, then you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But this is pretty much how I like to set up this note page. I'll go ahead and zoom out just in case you guys want to take like a screenshot or something and kind of go based off of that. These are the 3 different scripts that I have left over. I do end up using this month, by the way, which I'm just going to get started with this spread. So on the right side of that note page, I like to set up my savings tracker, just because there's not usually much going on in here unless I have like expenses that I have to run through any one of my savings accounts or anything of that sort. So this I will put on top. And of course, if you guys are interested in any of the stickers that you see here, they are all from my shop, Romina Rosa. So here I will put the savings tracker, script, and headers. So in the header, you'll have a section for account, date, beginning, plus, minus, and ending. And like I've mentioned before, there's not much activity going on in here. So I'm just going to, I think there should be plenty of space for my savings tracker. And then I'll have a section for this month, which I'm kind of debating if I want to use this script here or not. Maybe I'll just use a bit of washi, but I think that's going to be pretty much it. I don't typically do much in here. So now I'll take a this month script. and with some transparent or just matte removable dots that I also offer in my shop. I'll go ahead and write down things coming up this month that will cause me to spend money, those being like birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, and whatnot. I will go ahead and write those down here just so that I have an idea of what's going to have me spending money for this month. And that's kind of how I like to set up the note pages. The first two note pages in my plum paper, and of course we have the monthly view, and I think I'll set up my weekly check-in as well. Or first, actually, let's go ahead and lay down some of my budget expense trackers. I already did move my key here, which if you guys are wondering how I made this is just a washi card. This one specifically is from Simply Gilded from one of her boxes. And then the coil clip connector is from EC. That's kind of what I use. And then on top, I'll just put each budget expense color with the respective category. So all of this just lets me know what each one of those colors mean. And so I have my cash envelopes, like I mentioned, and tracker here, and I can just go based off of that. But typically I like to go like day by day. So on the first, I had 2 expenses. One of them was for Starbucks. I actually ended up reloading my Starbucks card with $10. So that came out of eating out, I believe. Yes, eating out. And then I did spend some money for my allowance cash envelope. I ended up buying some jewelry from Amazon. I did not know that Amazon sold this cute of jewelry, and I'll probably show it in the next couple of videos, maybe if you guys are interested in seeing. But I got like 2 necklaces and some bracelets for $26, which that is really, really good. I think I wore one of the necklaces in my story that I made this past weekend, but anyways, that's not the point of this. But yeah, so that came out of my allowance cash envelope. I didn't have any expenses on the 2nd, but on the 3rd, I actually had takeout. Well, my friend Natalie actually purchased it, and I just sent her $15 for it. So that was on the 3rd, along with, I went to Aldi and Trader Joe's with Paul and my friend Claudia. If you guys are interested, me and Paul actually filmed a weekend vlog, which I'm not 100% sure if it'll be up by the time that you guys are watching this video or not, but I will be sure to make a post for it for whenever it goes up, because I think that weekend vlog was super fun. We ended up doing quite a bit of things this past weekend that we don't typically do, so I think that vlog is definitely very entertaining. So I spent $14 at Aldi and $18 at Trader Joe's. That actually was half of what we actually spent, but we just decided to split it, and we just bought a bunch of like fall snacks and whatnot. So make sure you stay tuned for whenever that video goes up, because I do show you guys what it is that we picked up from there. And then last but not least, on the 4th, I ended up getting my costume, which is funny. We went to, I think, some place to pick up a pop that Paul had purchased, and then he decided to take me out to get some lunch. And on the way there, I saw a costume store while we were on the freeway, and I said, oh, maybe we can stop and find our costumes, because I'm not going to tell you guys our costumes yet, but if you guys want to guess, go ahead and do so. But it is a couple costume. I found mine online, which is where I was going to purchase mine, but Paul's size specifically for the costume that he was gonna get was all sold out. So I was like, okay, maybe we can stop at this costume store and check out if we can find yours. And if we can't, then we'll probably not do that. We'll do something else. But we actually ended up finding it, so I did purchase my costume, and it was $45. That's going to be on a other sticker, and what the other sticker means is just anything that isn't something that I weekly check in for, like my cash envelopes, but that is still within my budget. So in the beginning of the month, I believe, yes, I went ahead and budgeted an amount for a costume. As you guys can see, $60, and that was $45, which is pretty good. Although I don't have shoes to go along with this, but I'm hoping that I can maybe get that from my clothing sinking fund, just so that I'm not over budget in that. I'm really trying to be really aware and conscious as to what it is that I'm spending my money on, and I really don't want to be over budget in things like a costume. For those of you guys who know me, you guys know that I like to weekly check in from Monday through Sundays. But of course, since the beginning of the month was on the 1st, we're just going to be weekly checking in from the 1st through the 4th. So within this week, I did have one no spend day on the 2nd. So I will just go ahead and lay this down here, because I do like to keep track of my no spend days. They just make budgeting that much more fun for me to do. So yeah, that's kind of something that I like to do. And so now that I have those bills all laid down, which let me actually check off my car payment, because that already came out. I'm going to go into my weekly check-in and set that spread up next. So the page after the monthly view is variable income and October budget. And after that, before my sinking funds, I like to set up my weekly check-in spread. So I'm going to do that really quickly. I do have 6 cash envelopes plus any unbudgeted expenses that I do like to track within my weekly check-in pages. So I do tend to take up 2 pages, which is why I have those here all blank. And as I've mentioned before, this planner has so many pages that I can definitely get away with doing my weekly check-in on 2 of them and still have space for any other spreads that I might want to include in my budget planner. Like I know this month, finally, I will be closing out my moving out budget, which I've been saying for so long, but I definitely want to close that out so that I get an idea, and so that you guys get an idea too of how much you would be spending if you were to move out, which it honestly just depends on what's important to you and what it is that you want. But just so you guys can see, I do want to get that video done for you. But let me just go ahead and set these 2 pages up really quickly, and I will be right back. Alright, so my lines are a little better than last month. I will give it that, but they're still pretty hideous, which is okay because it's not about the lines, it's about checking in for our expenses. So now I'm going to just look at my monthly view to see how I'm going to be breaking up my weeks. I know for sure, like I mentioned, the first week is going to be from the 1st until the 4th. Second week will be from the 5th until the 11th. Third will be from the 12th until the 18th. And then from the 19th until the 25th. And then our last week will be from the 26th until the 31st. And that actually works pretty perfectly. So now I'm going to go back once again into the monthly view, but not before I write down my categories. So first I have groceries, then I am doing household, eating out, I have gas, allowance, beauty, and unbudgeted. So let's now go ahead and get into it. For the most part, these 6 categories are the categories that in the past I would notice that I would tend to spend the most money from. So things like, you have to buy groceries, you have to, well, now I have to buy things for my home, I go out to eat, I pump gas, I like to have an allowance and kind of track it so that it lasts me the whole month. And of course I have beauty because I dye my hair and now get eyelash extensions. So those are things that I spend my money on. Of course, you're probably not going to have the same exact categories as I do, which is completely fine. Just do whatever works for you and your budget, your family, all of that. But yes, so let's go ahead and look through our monthly view. First, we have groceries, which I mentioned that I went to Trader Joe's and Aldi. So that was $32. And as I'm checking in for each one of my categories, I do like to check off the expense tracking sticker there. Now, I could either look at my budget or I could look at my trackers here, but I started with $275, and after both of those transactions, I have $243 remaining. And that is what I should have in this cash envelope. So I'm just going to go through and count it. We have 100, 50, 200, 220, 230, 235, 240, 1, 2, and 3. So that is $243 remaining for groceries. Then for household, I didn't spend any money. So just put 0 here, and I budgeted $150, so that is what I should have left over. Sometimes I will go ahead and go through all of my cash envelopes. Will I do it today? Might as well. I feel like you all love when I just go and count through my cash envelopes, which I find kind of therapeutic for me too, so it's fine. We'll do it. So 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, and 150 that I still have towards household. Oh, to be honest, I'm actually really excited to be purchasing like home decor for my apartment, especially like fall to decorate. I think I'm going to end up filming a video like just decorating my apartment and things like that. So let me know if that's something that you would be interested in seeing. But that's kind of where some of this money is going to go towards, as I mentioned in the beginning of the month. Next, I have eating out, which I had some Chinese food on the 3rd, so 15. Ooh, as well as, I almost forgot there, I had Starbucks, so that is $25 spent for eating out. And I started with 100, so that means that I have $75 remaining for this category. And here is my eating out cash envelope, which I believe this video will be going up on Tuesday. If you guys are interested in any cash envelopes that I offer, whether they be these non-customized ones or the customized ones or even cash dividers, those will be in the shop tomorrow, Wednesday. I'm hoping to get them up at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you guys, I know I always get a lot of emails asking when I'll be restocking cash dividers and the other cash envelopes. Make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow, Wednesday, if you guys are interested in those. And those will be, of course, up in my shop, rominarosa.com. So $75 for eating out. We have 20, 40, 60, 70, and 5. So then I know I didn't pump anything for gas. So I should still have, I think, yes, $70. Which honestly, I'm thinking like for the next couple of months, maybe I should just budget me pumping once a month. I don't know though, because I feel like if I were to just budget like $35, let's say for like one trip, and if I were to go visit my sister, which she lives like an hour and 30 minutes away from me, I would definitely be over budget, I feel like. So I think this is fine, especially because the holiday season is coming up and I feel like I would want to go visit my sister and whatnot. So $70 for gas. Yep, 20, 40, 50, 60, 5, and 70. That is for gas. And then for allowance, I did spend some money on some jewelry, and that was $26, sorry. 26 spent. So remaining I should have $74. which is funny how much I've already spent this much in the very first, couple of days of the month, but I should be fine. So 74, 50, 70, 1, 2, 3, and 4 for allowance. I love these cash envelopes. Aren't they the prettiest? I love them so much. And then I know that I didn't spend any money for beauty. So I should still have the 200, and then I do have that costume expense there, but I don't weekly check in for that. And I know I didn't have any unbudgeted expenses, so I can just off the bat write 0 there and a dash, since I don't budget anything for the unbudgeted expenses. And beauty, like I mentioned, has 200, so 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 190, and 200 here. Perfect. All right, so that is pretty much going to be it for the weekly check-in part of this video. My cash envelopes are still pretty chunky, so that makes me really happy. But as I mentioned in the past, I really love using the cash envelope system alongside the weekly check-in, because it lets me know how much money it is that I'm spending every week and how much I have remaining to last me for the whole month. And especially with cash, and I've mentioned this especially in the beginning when I started using this system, it really made me more aware and kind of made me act a little bit stingy in the way that I didn't want to see the cash just like leaving, and not have any cash in here. Like, I'd always want to have some cash here for like the rest of the month and whatnot. So definitely love using cash envelopes, and with this weekly check-in spread, I feel like that's just a match made in heaven, to me at least. So that is the weekly check-in part of this video, and now I'm going to show you guys my sinking fund, which I actually did have one transaction. I did go ahead also, I went ahead and added the beginning amount for my allowance sinking fund, which was $76 that I just got from the ending of September, of course, if you guys would have seen yesterday's video. And then the last thing for these two spreads is that I did spend some money for my entertainment sinking fund. On the second, I spent $60. It was my first time going with Paul. We actually went on a double date with Paul's college friend and her girlfriend. We went to a driving range and we had dinner after that. It was so fun, and this will also be in that weekend vlog, by the way, if you guys are interested in staying tuned for that. But this was so fun. My first time at the driving range, but it was pretty fun, I want to say, and I would definitely want to do it again. So that's how much I spent from there, which I was really happy about because I had been saving this money in this specific category for quite some time, and I was just happy to, spend it, because that's kind of why we're saving this money for. So yes, that is the sinking fund spread. And then last but not least, before I leave you guys, I want to just show you guys my variable income. There hasn't been many expenses, but just one that I typically have every single month on the first, and that is $12.99 for PicMonkey, which is the website where I make all of my thumbnails for my videos. So that's something that is a given that always comes out of my account every single month. But with that being said, that is going to be pretty much it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it and kind of enjoyed seeing me show you guys the rest of the spreads in my plum paper monthly planner. If you guys enjoyed this video, as always, please do not forget to give this a huge thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already. I can't wait for you guys to see the next couple of videos that are going to be going up on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will get to see you guys on my next one. Bye guys.